Hello, this is Elliot, otherwise known as Muffins for Men, on my YouTube channel, which this will be uploaded to. And I'm in Okinawa, Chatan, American Village at the Sunset Beach at the moment. See, right here. Absolutely gorgeous. We're down here because it's been bloody hot and we've done a hell of a lot of walking over the last 2 days. Didn't capture anything before this because we've been pretty busy and pretty tired. So for a recap, we went to Shanghai because we had an 18-hour layover there. Went to the Shanghai Tower, which was absolutely awesome. Getting there was really easy as well. The transport wasn't an issue. We got the maglev, 8 minutes, then spent 4 RMB, like less than 4 quid or something, to get the like metro to Liujiazhou or whatever it was called. And yeah, we went up to the observation floor. It was amazing, super cool. And then we went downstairs and we were planning to see more of Shanghai, like the Bund and stuff, but we ended up meeting some really interesting, cool people who invited us up to the 29th floor and got us very, very drunk on expensive wine all night. Somehow we managed to get ourselves together in the morning, though I barely remember any of it. And we managed to get ourselves back to our flight and over to Okinawa. But needless to say, we were dead to the world when we got into Okinawa, so taxi to the hotel. And then yesterday we were so busy enjoying ourselves, going to like the Okinawa Zoo, which is beautiful, and you know, going around to some of the other spots nearby. We went to the Aeon Mall as well, that I forgot to video anything. And today we've seen Shuri Castle, which was awesome, and then had a bit of difficulty with connections there because it seems some buses don't run on the Saturdays. Which Google hadn't realised. But after a bit of walk, we made our way to the monorail and then got to a bit closer location to here so we could get a taxi to here. And yeah, now we're just chilling out by the beach. It's lovely, it's great. We're here because if you were and yeah, I mean, I'll probably upload this amongst a bunch of other videos or something to make a longer form vlog. Or maybe I'll just put this one up as it is for 2.5 minutes, because I ain't monetizing it anyways, so what does it matter? Either way, I'll sign out for now so that I can just relax and enjoy this view. But thank you for checking out the video and wish me luck for the rest of my travels in Japan. I'll be doing a hell of a lot, and I intend to record a few videos throughout it. I'm not going to hold myself to anything crazy though. Alright, bye. Hello, this is Elliot and I'm making another vlog, this time from Funabashi, which is in the Chiba prefecture. So I'm no longer in Tokyo, though I'm actually right by it, and I will be going back into Tokyo pretty soon on Monday for a few reasons. One, I have, sorry, little burp there, oops. One, I have Kabuki to watch on the Monday. And I also am meeting up with my beloved cousin Chip, who is helping me out because I lost my debit card. And so I've ordered a new card to arrive to where he's at, and he's going to meet up with me on Monday afternoon and deliver that to me, which is very, very kind of him. It's actually funny because we realized that I'd lost my card not long after recording my first vlog in Okinawa on the beach. We were so relaxed, we were so chilled out, you know, having a lovely time. And then, you know, it started raining a bit, so we picked ourselves up. We headed off back into Chatan, American Village. We went to a little family mart to, you know, just get something. I think Jack wanted a cash withdrawal. And I looked in my wallet and my card was gone. I'm pretty sure I dropped it in a taxi. But there are always little things that happen on a trip, and thankfully, because I had a travel companion, I could use him to withdraw money. So Jack, thank you so much for that, and keep myself afloat up until I could get a new card. So, updates on what has been happening. So today, you know, actually, Jack ended up leaving. This was, you know, predetermined. He was always going to head back this Saturday. You know, he's got a bit of a flight ahead of him, but he wasn't going to stay out for as long as I was. So from now on, I am a solo traveler, and so please wish me luck with that. but I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything we've had so far has been amazing. So to recap on what's been happening so far, I'll probably include the videos that I've recorded before interspersed in here. So cue the Okinawa footage. If you're back from watching the Okinawa footage, just a quick recap. We flew out on Tuesday in the night. It took us 11 hours, and then we arrived in Shanghai for an 18-hour layover, which was amazing. And we got very, very drunk, thanks to some very, very kind people that we met at Shanghai Tower, and were invited to the 29th floor, which was amazing. So from there we went to Okinawa, and we stayed at the Pacific View Hotel, which was really comforting, really nice. Has its own little restaurant, Burger Bear or something, which we saw another location for elsewhere in Naha even. So, you know, I think maybe it's a little chain, but, you know, there was nothing to scream and shout about, but it was actually very nice. And, you know, with the breakfast in the morning, some juice and stuff, it really set us up for the day. So, you know, we explored a few places around, including Shiroji Castle, and obviously Chatan American Village, and, you know, the beach there, which was a blast of a past for me because I'd been there about 8 years before, and it was absolutely beautiful. So from there we ended up flying to Narita Airport, and we got in to our Airbnb, which was absolutely tiny, but, you know, it's exactly as advertised. And from there we did a little trip to Yoyogi Park. So cue the footage for Yoyogi Park. Hello, Elliot in Tokyo. Jack's with me as well, and we have just been to the Yoyogi night market happening in the Shibuya area. We found our Airbnb. It is tiny. The bunk beds that we have may threaten to crush me, so if this is the last vlog that you ever see from me, just know that that's what's happened, and I've accepted that risk. Regardless, it was really cool at the night market. Lots of cool music. Don't know if you can maybe hear some of the drumming that's going on in the background. When we were first walking there, we didn't know if it even existed because we couldn't hear any noise, but as we got closer, it seemed like they were setting up a little bit, so we found that. Loads of food stalls and stuff. I got given some free cigarettes from a Forte place, which, hey, I ain't complaining about. I like free things, and I like cigarettes. Not that other people should, or I, you know, endorse it or anything. Clip that. Clip that and cut out the bit where I say I don't, you know. But nah, it's been a nice time there. Jack had some really good beef. I had a bite of that. It was nice. But now we're walking back to our Airbnb because we are tired from the travels coming from Okinawa to here, dropping off our baggage after going through the maze of interconnected metros and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, nice peaceful walk, and then a lot of sleep, and then onwards and upwards for tomorrow, more exploration. Don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but I'm sure we'll find some cool things to do. Alright, ciao for now. So, obviously, it was a bit of a walk. I underestimated it a lot, and so we were quite tired from all the traveling and stuff before, but it was, invigorating, let's say that. It was a really cool atmosphere right by the Shibuya area. We were in between Shibuya and Shinjuku. So Shinjuku is here, Shibuya is like here. We were right here, and it was a great spot. But yeah, needless to say, that left us quite tired after that. So then the next day we spent exploring Akihabara, which was fantastic. Jack bought a few figures, and later on in the trip actually managed to win a Nico Robin figure, which I was exceptionally jealous of. He said if it was any other One Piece character he'd have given it to me, but because it was a waifu, he had to keep it. And so I decided not to steal it from him in the middle of the night last night, before he flew off. Just to keep things friendly. But I get ahead of myself. So obviously we had Akihabara, which was really cool, and then the next day we went to Sunshine City, which was really, really nice. There we actually went up to the 60th floor for the observatory, and at the observatory there was a Demon Slayer event happening. Needless to say, a lot of people are into Demon Slayer. I like a lot of anime and manga series and stuff. Demon Slayer has been one that I've slightly slept on, though I do know the majority of stuff with it. But it was a really cool exhibition, and the views from the 60th floor of the Sunshine Tower were amazing. We also saw the Mugiwara store there, and another Pokemon Center, of which I believe we visited 3 so far, and I picked up trading cards at every single one of them, so expect some Pokemon Japanese card pack openings when I get back. I've decided not to open them whilst I'm out here, as much as I would love to, just because I don't want to damage the cards in transport, so I kind of feel like they're safest in their boosters sealed at the moment. So after that, we'd explored Sunshine City. So the next day we decided that we would go to the Tokyo Skytree and get some good views from there, and we were quite lucky because Mount Fuji wasn't supposed to be visible, but just as we got up to the Tokyo Skytree, the clouds slightly moved and we got a relatively unobstructed view of Mount Fuji, which was very, very nice. Aside from that, I believe that night we decided that we would go out to Golden Gai as well in the Shinjuku area, Kabukicho. Now, that was an interesting experience for me because I really like the series of games Yakuza, and so Kamurocho is loosely based off of Kabukicho. So kind of going there, I was like, this feels vaguely familiar, But we had a great night in a little bar in Golden Gai, which is, as a lot of people say, it's quite dirty, it's quite cramped and stuff, but, we had a lovely time. We met a bunch of travelers as well and had a great conversation, a great night, spent a few hours there drinking, and then I managed to drag us back to get back to our Airbnb before all the trains stopped. And then the next day, let's see, God, everything's a bit of a blur at this moment. We've fit in shrines along the way. I'm pretty sure we fit those in on the same day as the Tokyo Skytree. We saw the massive shrine, Sentoji. No, I'm misremembering the name, so maybe I can put up a little word there to say which shrine it was that we visited, but it's a massive one in the Asakusa area. And then, let's see, what did we do? We went along to the Imperial Palace, that's it. Unfortunately, because of a route that we took and the opening times for the Imperial Palace, we couldn't actually go to it proper. Which, you know, it makes sense because I'm pretty sure that the Imperial family still lives there, which is really cool. But we did check out the gardens right by it, and they were absolutely beautiful. And then we had a relatively quiet, chilled rest of the evening, you know, ready for the next day. What happened the next day? We went to Hotel Chinsansa, a 5-star hotel in the center of Tokyo that is absolutely spectacular. I mean, 5-star doesn't really do it justice. It should probably have 6 stars. It was very opulent. Essentially, when booking for the trip, I decided that for the last night of Jack's stay, we should probably stay in a nice 5-star hotel rather than the Airbnb, because I assumed we probably wouldn't have been that comfortable. It would be really nice, a good way to top it off and send him off. And I'd heard that it had a beautiful garden, and there was even a projected moon that would be happening over the kind of like mist features that they make. And so we arrived there. We actually arrived relatively early, so we decided to drop off our luggage with them, which they took, absolutely no problem, and then to go off for a walk around one of the parks nearby. And so we saw a couple parks, one of which was a bit populated with mosquitoes, so after a while we moved from there and went to the one directly to the south of Hotel Chinsansa, which was really beautiful, so nice. I got 34-second footage of just one of those bamboo tubes doing the, you know, knocking down, which I think I'll probably put at the end of this long vlog along with all the other videos. So then we went to Hotel Chinsansa. We actually were still relatively early, but we were quite tired, and you know, it was quite hot. There was a bit of a hill to walk up, so we went there and we're thinking we'll just find a smoking room. You know, we won't try and check in yet because it's not 3 o'clock. But in a bit of confusion with, you know, the lovely lady who, you know, greeted us there, she took us to the check-in counter, you know, just to familiarize ourselves there. So as we arrived, we were told we were very lucky. For one, our room was already ready, so we could check into it early. Brilliant. 2, we'd been upgraded. Now, they said, you know, oh, this is just because, you know, our system, you know, maybe the room that we had before was overbooked or something. But they upgraded us to a deluxe suite, which in no way did we complain about. It was absolutely beautiful. So big. I mean, I think Jack said that it was larger than his apartment back home. So that kind of goes to show. And so we hung out there, we saw the sights in the garden, cue some footage of that. after those beautiful sights, even in the rain, we decided that we'd go for a nice meal at the casual dining in the five-star hotel. Let me tell you, nothing casual about it. It was opulent. It was populated by some very rich people. We were most certainly the lowest class and the lowest wealth bracket there, but we were made to feel so welcome. Everybody was so kind. I had a lovely meal. We used that to actually settle the split wise between myself and Jack, so I'm owed nothing, he's owed nothing. We've called it quits there. Thank you very much, Jack. I think I profited about £8 just but no, had a fantastic meal. And so the next day we got up, we've gone about our ways. Jack has gotten his taxi to the airport, and hopefully tomorrow I hear from him that he has arrived safe and sound. And I made my way over to Funabashi, which is where I'm at now. So I'm staying at a capsule hotel, my first time experiencing one of them, called G-topia, males only. That's a pretty common thing. I think the capsule dorms are usually separated between the genders, probably just to ensure that there's no, harassment or anything like that kind of happens. Interesting place. I was told immediately, I'm not allowed to wear my own clothes in there. I've got to change into their clothes and stuff. Everything stays in the locker, but it looks really comfortable, even for a capsule dorm. It's more spacious than I anticipated. But I've stepped out of there for the evening to go for a little walk, to have a little meal out, and I've come to this lovely shrine here, which I hadn't realised that pressing home to look at the other things would stop the recording. Probably should have done. This is the Ohi shrine that I'm at, which is really pretty. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see some of the stuff. I think this is a memorial behind myself, and there's a lighthouse up there. There are a bunch of shrines around here, so occasionally you'll see some people going by, clapping and, giving their prayers. I've made sure to make a few of my own and to pray to some of the gods that were in the Hotel Chinsanzo area. There were some in particular about prosperity and peace and stuff, so mostly I've just been wishing to have a lovely, peaceful trip without any more drama, such as losing my card again, which I'm not going to allow to happen again. So I'll probably be signing off there, because by this point I've gotten quite a nice large video built up. I'll give it a go at editing it in my capsule. First time editing a vlog for YouTube, so fingers crossed it's good, and I intend to record a lot more in the future. As far as my plans for now, I have Sunday tomorrow to do nothing, just enjoy the saunas at the capsule, walk around Funabashi a bit, take in some of the sights that are here. Monday, Kabuki from 11 till 3:55, and then afterwards meeting up with my amazing cousin to collect my card. And then on the Tuesday, I'm flying up to Sapporo, where I have a few days there before I activate my 3-week JR pass and go city hopping, with one of the main stops there being Kumamoto, where I intend to try and find as many of the Straw Hat statues as I possibly can. So fingers crossed that I do well there, although I think I may need to book a few days there and possibly rent like a bike or something so I can get around, because some of them are very, very far out. So bit of trains and stuff as well. Either way, that'll be me for this evening. Thank you very much for watching if you have been watching, and signing out. Enjoy the... Bye. There was a cat just before we arrived, like...
まま無制限で止めてください。